My name is Melissa Retenio, and I'm here to talk to you about the importance of the age children should join social media. Being that we're the next generation as future parents, it is our job to protect our children from the illusion of reality that social media portrays. The average child joins social media at the age of 11.4 years old. Even with the age restriction of 13 years old on most social media platforms. I believe that 15-year-olds is the youngest age that someone should be when joining social media. By that time, you experienced your adolescent part of your childhood. It also allows you to grow into your own identity before being influenced by the media or influencers that are on social platforms. Everyone in the room has been impacted and followed in a new fad that was introduced by social media, whether you know you've been or not. I was only 12 years old when I joined social media, and from my experience, I was exposed to many things and many ideas as a child my age should not have been introduced to. I hope that with this information I provide, you will prepare yourself and your family when you have to help guide your children on the encounters they may face while being on social platforms. According to Twinge, in a 2017 study, it showed that heavy social media users increase their risk of depression by 27%. There are many issues when it comes to social media usage in the younger generation. One of the problems is mental health. A significant factor in young persons' health is their sleep. Twinge says in an article from 2017, teens who spent 3 or more hours a day on electronic devices were 28% likely to get less than 7 hours of sleep. And the teens who visited social media sites every day were 19% more likely not to get adequate sleep. Sleep affects your mood. It can affect your ability to react to emotions and thoughts. I know when I lay down at night, the first thing I do is scroll through Facebook, Instagram, reply to Snapchat, or watch a few funny TikToks. There are many nights I end up staying too late doing this and have a hard time staying awake or concentrating for the next day. Depression is also a very big thing, and I'm sure we've all experienced that as well. Sometimes it lasts for a few days, sometimes it lasts for weeks or months. With social media's help, reaching out to someone or keeping contact has been more accessible than before. Because of that, now we have introduced cyberbullying. A study in 2015 by BCS showed over half a dozen adolescents and teens have been bullied online, and about the same number have engaged in cyberbullying. More than 1 out of 3 people have experienced it. Self-image and self-esteem are very fragile ideas and very vulnerable, especially in younger people or even adults my age. Whether it be consciously or subconsciously, we all compare ourselves to those around us. Therefore, when everybody posts their perfect life on social media, we can't help but compare ourselves to that as well. I know I was overwhelmed with the different things and people I'd watch and talk to. I dove in headfirst and saw so many of the things I probably shouldn't have. Couldn't help but notice all the beautiful girls and awesome lives that they lived. I wish I could wear fancy labels and look just like them and those same things. As I got older, those feelings led me to look for approval from my peers, which it was unnecessary, and searching for acceptance from others, where I needed to find it within myself. Approval is something we crave from our friends or parents or even complete strangers at times. This behavior, you see, it mimics the younger crowd as well. I didn't have many friends in school, and my relationship with my parents was complicated, to say the least. This only led me down a dangerous and destructive path, seeking approval from those I didn't need, and is something I'm not delighted to talk about. We've all heard our parents warn us that you never know who's on the other side of the screen. And young social media users, some of us took that statement too lightly and joined group chats and talked to strangers specifically, probably older strangers that had no business talking to. One of these websites in today's online world is Omegle. And I'm sure if you aren't familiar with it, you can choose to video chat or text, and you're paired up with a complete stranger. You never know who you will or will not encounter on that app. As teens, I grew up on social media, and we're all aware of the dangers. With the knowledge we have as future parents of our next generation, is our responsibility to prepare ourselves to educate and protect our children. As technology and social media has grown, parent control will have limits too. As of right now, there are many options as a parent that you can do to ensure the safety and well-being of your child in their exploration of social media. To help combat forming poor sleeping habits due to their social media usage, you can set timers on their devices or the Wi-Fi, turn it off at specific times. There are also ways you can block certain websites or information that includes exact keywords. There are many other choices to ensure child protection while on the internet, yet it is also your responsibility to teach your child about the dangers and costs of social media. Parents often make the mistake and use the control as a form of punishment and use them more to control their child rather than what they're exposed to. And as a mother or father, it is important to connect with their children and form a trusting bond. This can aid and stop future events from occurring if they know they can go to you at any turn. Social media can be fun for a young child, but along that journey, there has to be some provision so that they can avoid the many dangers and situations they may not be prepared for. As parents, we need to educate. We must be available to support along the way. It'll also help build a stronger bond with our future children. In closing, we are our children's protectors, their first line of defense, with helping them form healthy bonds and safe habits as they grow up in the age of social media. Hopefully this has given you a better insight on what the dangers are in social media and how to approach this subject when it comes along with your children. Thank you and have a great day.